What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I have some breaking news in regards to Ukraine. I wanted to hop on here before it got too late to give you some more updated information. We're going to be looking at things in real time. We're going to be diving into this Twitter feed that I have that I've set up for information for us. We're going to get right into this. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you like this. And without further ado, let's get right into this. It's a horrible situation, and we need to be able to deal with this. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get into, let's go to profile. Okay, the first thing is some breaking news that happened about 8 minutes ago. Kyiv Independence currently reporting that Russia paratroopers landed in Kharkiv and attacked one of the city's military medical centers. The news agency reporting Ukraine forces are repelling them away. They're fighting their way out of it. At this time is most of the time where they start to it starts to get light outside. I know that they had some major attacks that's been happening. Let's go to the next one. Russian land forces has landed in Kharkiv. A battle between the invaders and Ukraine defenders began, Security Service of Ukraine has said, what we just went over. The next one is Marco Rubio. He's been given a lot of good information. He is with the Senate. I believe he is in the Intelligence Committee, I believe. Tonight, Putin has launched what appears to be the largest airborne assault of the invasion. It's likely a final push to take control of the southeast approach to Kyiv, a city he expected to take quickly without resistance, and be welcomed by a graceful resident as a liberator. They're still fighting it back. Good news. This is another one that's great. An assassin, the assassin. If you guys remember, the assassin the assassination attempt against President Zelensky by Chechen was foiled. The elite Chechen hit squad sent to assassinate the Ukrainian president has been eliminated. They have in return been assassinated. Let me move myself around because I know you guys can't see me. Okay, so that should be good. Get out of the way of my logo. I just noticed that. So yeah, the hit squad was actually taken out. We have no information to know if they found the whereabouts, but I guess they were trying to infiltrate, and the people know they people. Also, some relevant information. This would explain the mass fire operation conducted against the city early in the night by Russia. There are unconfirmed reports that Russian VDV forces have launched an airborne operation on the city of Kharkiv within the last hour. Heavy fighting is being reported throughout the city as Ukraine forces try to combat the Russian airborne forces. So they must have paratroopered in. I tagged this one. Let's see when we translate it, see what happened. Russia landing party land party. I think he's trying to say landed in Kharkiv. A battle broke out between the invaders and Ukraine. Let's see if we have any updated information. This is a map. Let's see if we can see on the map. I can't read Russian, so that's the map if you guys notice. Let's go to some video footage that's down here. Oh, this is old video footage. These are protesters actually. Actually, no, I think this is actually a good thing.
Мы безоружные!
They started shooting.
Домой! Домой! Мы безоружные! Фашисты! Вы будете по мирным стрелять? По мирным! У нас нет оружия! Домой! Домой!
Вы что делаете? Вы что делаете?
Домой! Домой!
Pretty crazy information. Crazy what happened there. Let's see if we can see anything else that we have. Okay, so we're back out of that. Next, the assassination attempt in Kharkiv. They were killed. We talked about that. U.S. remains regular contact with the Ukrainian President Zelensky through a secure satellite phone that the U.S. gave the Ukrainian government last month before the invasion occurred. Marco Rubio came out with, in 6 days, Putin has done more damage to Russia than America ever could. With that being said, what brings up to my mind is that President Biden has now declared that no Russian Air Force, no airplanes can fly over or into the United States anymore. He followed along with NATO, and that's what happened. The president, he announced that at the State of the Union. Russian forces has occupied the city of, I won't try to say that name, between Sumy and Kharkiv, knocking out electricity, destroying other civilian infrastructures. They are now dragging residents out of the shelter in order to use them as human shields against Ukrainian artillery and airstrikes. Also, another source, there are reports that Comcast Communication, the number 3 largest cable provider in the United States with over 21 million customers, will be suspending all Russia-owned and operated channels effectively at 4 a.m., which passed already today. The cable company are expecting to follow suit. Another source, I just talked to Zelensky. The situation is difficult. People in Kyiv, in another area, hundreds of towns and villages have been killed, but those who live fight and do not lose their spirit. Who can please help? Every gesture counts. We act, and that's exactly what I'm doing. The reason why I am putting these videos out, to let you know, to inform the world of what's happening. I'm doing my part by giving you information that you may not have the ability to look up and scour through, and being able to provide you with information that may help you, and give insight to anyone that's in Ukraine to be careful. They're absolutely decimating the communities, and they want it this way, and this is horrible. Important information for people thinking about volunteering to join the war in Ukraine. Advice to volunteers: this isn't a game. What we are witnessing is a scale of combat that is unprecedented in a modern time. I am an infantry veteran. This person. Look at the building actually all taken out. Let me.
Пришел братний мир. От такі у нас діла. Подивіться, що в нас робиться. Подивіться, що в нас робиться, блядь. Прийшов братній мир. От такі у нас діла. Подивіться, що в нас
The
робиться.
destruction is horrible. Breaking news, Boeing suspended major operations in Moscow, also halts parts, maintenance, and technical support services for Russian airlines. Another major source is being reported that the United States government has decided to, within the next 24 hours, Russian airlines aircrafts will be banned from the United States airspace, and they are currently talking to ban Russian ships from the United States seaport as well. I'm sure that they have had to take that action when Vladimir Putin had put his nuclear weapons on heightened alert. Breaking news: U.S. Is prepared to close the airspace. I told you about that. George Conway, Kellyanne Conway's husband, reported when Jordan Sondland called Trump on July 26, said he was in Kyiv. Trump had to ask whether Sondland was in Ukraine. According to the testimony of the embassy staffers, David Holmes, I heard Ambassador Sondland greet the president and explain that he was calling from Kyiv. I heard the president then clarify that Ambassador Sondland was in Ukraine. Ambassador Sondland replied, yes, he was in Ukraine, and went on to state that the President Zelensky loves your ass, and then heard President Trump ask, so he's going to do the investigation. Another trusted source, according to the video and reports on the ground, Russia ground forces have taken the city center of Kherson, which has been under siege by Russian forces for the last 2 days after being encircled yesterday. In this picture, Russian combat units can be seen arriving at the main square, and that's where they are. That's where they lined up at. St. Petersburg in Russia, now anti-war protest locks arms. Ukrainian Minister of Defense on the streets of Kyiv. He has some major protection, but he is on the streets of Kyiv. This is pretty cool. The media reports of the video show the work of the regiment to destroy enemy equipment. So they're destroying enemy equipment. Let's make this pretty high. Let's get this up. You'll see an explosion happen right in there. And you'll see another explosion. Okay. So we got that. Former British national turned Ukrainian Marine has posted that the Ukrainian coastal city of Mosul, which has been under siege by Russian forces since day one, has finally been surrounded, and there is no way out of the city for civilians or Ukrainian forces. This is Cossack. We are encircled in the Murpol. No way out. My request continue to support Ukraine and its people. If you're ex-military, look at the resources already up and get Ukraine ASAP. Help the Ukrainian people in whatever way you can. It's also a Russian tank that is damaged. Show you that. That's almost floating in the sea. Hopefully it doesn't go in the sea, but it's there. Here's a Kremlin devil dozen of MEP EPs who voted today against the European Parliament's resolution that condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine and called for granting EU candidate status to Ukraine. So he voted against it. A lot of people mad at him. Next is monitoring the situation at Mariupol. Ukrainian forces there are effectively surrounded, and if Russia captures the city, it may become the bloodiest battle of the war so far, and also the largest Russian military victory, which Putin desperately, whatever the cost is in human life. These are the logistic pictures of them being stuck in the mud and they overrunning them. Ukrainian forces took out a Russian Panzer S-1 air defense system in Kherson in Ukraine. So they're going around and they're actually taking them out, which is great. I'll show you a big picture of it. Pretty cool. Here's some more video.
Сука, твари, блядь! Россия! Это Россия, блядь! Что? Все, блядь, начал!
I think the guy was running on that one. Defense intelligence of Ukraine. Let's interpret that. Let's see what happens. Russia is preparing a deliberate provocation to justify the introduction of Belarusian troops. According to the available intelligence, there are now about 300 Belarusian tanks near the Belarusian-Ukrainian border. Maximum distribution. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here's some devastation that Russia has done. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Here's another tank that's on fire. Looks like it has some missiles up there, but I'm not sure. I think they're destroying it.
Новенькая, КамАЗ новенький. Вот русский мир горит.
Let's actually interpret that, see what happens. Russian world and Russia equipment are burning near Bashtenka. The Kyiv Post, the European Parliament has approved Ukrainian application to join the European Union. A special admission procedure has been launched. Voting will take place at 16:30 hours. Okay, so let me show you this. Marco Rubio posted, Russia seems to have established an effective control over access to Kharkiv from the southwest, northeast, and northwest. Kharkiv. The Ukrainian armed forces destroyed a column of Russian military, which is in the afternoon left from Nikolaev in the direction of the chairman of the regional state administration, Maria Chorna. The International Court of Justice in Hague to hold a hearing in Russia invasion of Ukraine on the Monday. So what this is President Zelensky filed a lawsuit against Vladimir Putin and Russia regarding they accused him of committing genocide. He held a hearing and asked for the International Court of Justice to hold a hearing and to cause Vladimir Putin to stop his aggression and his war against Ukraine. And a hearing will be held on Monday. The moment Russian MLRS barrage began in Kharkiv. Some Russian language Telegram channels are giving financial advice about how to prepare for an economic collapse in Russia. One message posed the question, is it true that soon there will be an empty shelves on stores and you need to urgently buy bulk wheat? Another trusted source, if I didn't have this account, or if I had 48 hours in a day, I would be glued to the radio interception, because there are huge numbers of unencrypted, completely open communication being made by the Russians. I'm talking about brigades and battalions level stuff. For the first time in modern conflict, the regular forces of Russia are communicating without digital mode, made them full audible by everyone. A story documented in Nicholas Landlaw and on Instagram might explain that the cause would be bad logistics preparation. Passed out, the relative normal and large training exercise. A few hours later, there was a suddenly getting shot at pretty much as just defending themselves as invaders. I know how this seemed ridiculous. Really, only the officers know what's going on in most regular units, and the officers start stationing themselves further and further away from the fight as the days go by, to the point where they are out of radio range at this point, and no one can contact them. The exception to this was the paratroopers and special forces units. Some VDV companies were briefed on airfields they were going to seize, but even then only a couple were. Even Spetsnaz was kept out of the loop. It seemed like somewhere in between Putin and his generals, there was a miscommunication or a lie. All of the supply vehicles are still outside of Ukraine, and the ones that went with the troops into Ukraine have already been destroyed or exhausted. In Spetsnaz, teams were told it was a 3-day excursion. Now, not anyone who survived has committed war crimes by literally raiding patrol stations and food stores of civilians. A lot of regular soldiers refuse to fight and are just abandoning equipment in vehicles and walking away. Most of ones you see fighting now are those who have hard charger officers. Almost no one can get a hold of Central Command. It's not even a matter of jamming. There's just no long range commo equipment or relay that went with the troops there. Russian soldiers invasion of Ukraine, February. Let's see if we get something else on it. An ambush and destroyed Russian convoy that's on the road heading towards the airport in Sumy region. Seems like it was most likely destroyed by Ukrainian rocket strikes, but I'm not entirely sure.
А? Давай, тогда слышишь, обойдем через лес, глянем. Горят педики, дорога на аэропорт. Горят. Горят педики, полить вас будем, уродов. Все, башня сорвана, горят. Короче, давай, танк может пустой, смотри его, вот он прямой наводкой может ударить, я вижу его. А? Давай, тогда слышишь, обойдем через лес, глянем. Горят педики, дорога на аэропорт. Горят.
Major explosion reporting at the airbase near Kyiv. Possible ammunition depot hit. This was a huge explosion.
Совсем уже. Это ж рядышком уже где-то.
See the shockwave? Wow.
Совсем уже. Это ж рядышком уже.
CNN Russia fired more than 400 missiles on Ukraine, citing an anonymous senior U.S. Defense official. CNN wrote that Ukraine still has an air missile defense system that remains viable and intact and engaged. Another video in Kharkiv showing an absolute massive MLRS attack again in residential neighborhoods. That's crazy. Hashtag Ukraine Russian BM-21 grade MRL system was destroyed in a town in the vicinity of Kharkiv. In Kyiv. This is another angle from that missile thing. Ukraine. In one of the districts of Donetsk region, the Ukrainian military captured a mobilized in the so-called DPR. About thousands forcible mobilized were put up against the military of Ukraine. I think there's a video in regards to this. I wanted to read you guys another. Let's see if they some updated information. Let's see what we got. Okay. 'They're actually shooting at a person that's recording. Seven minutes ago, Russian troops have seized the river port of railway station in Kherson. Mayor of Kherson said. According to CNN, Russia military vehicle entered Kherson after heavy shelling and appeared to have taken the southern city. Marco Rubio said, "I will say this twice a day. No matter how many cities Putin occupies and destroys, he will never win. As best, he will achieve a costly military victory, followed by an even costlier long-term occupation and committed insurgency. At worst, he will be trapped in humiliating quagmire." Russian troops have seized the river port of railway station in We said that already. Wow. A person said, "I'll be surprised if Ukraine even lasts 48 hours. Didn't age well." Got the impression on this visit that Ukraine soldiers were stealing weapons and selling them on the black market. The weapons we gave them might already be in Ethiopia. Russia paratroopers living up to their reputation. Shouldn't last 12. They should do exactly what Putin said to do. Otherwise, would be futile and cost unnecessary for life. We've seen this video already. I'll be surprised if Ukraine even lasts 48 hours. We've seen that one already. Multiple counsel in Moscow's district condemning Putin invasion of Ukraine as an insane and unjustified, adding our economy is going to hell. Okay, that's what I have for you guys tonight. Have a good night. God bless you and God bless your family. I will see you soon.